Hey guys, so today I want to give you a quick little update on where we're at in all of our core curriculum. Come explore that with me, talk about it with me, and let me know what you think and what kind of pacing you guys are at with your kids down below. Thanks, bye. It's been about a month, so I wanted to give you a little update on where we're at on our curriculum. First off, we are doing our brain quest in the mornings. We're actually taking a little bit of a break because she's been doing so much of this every morning that we are now 30% of the way through the book. Now, one of the things that I'm not liking about it is that like half the book, it makes it look like not very much, but really like half the book, so all the way to here. So 160 pages out of a little bit less than 300. So half the book is all language arts. So my daughter is a little bit slower at language arts than she is at everything else. She's doing a second grade math curriculum, but she's doing a level K by the Good and the Beautiful, which is like a first grade language arts curriculum, because we're trying to go a little bit slower with it. I had some dyslexia issues, so we're trying to give her some grace on that and go a little bit slower. She's also only 6.5 years old, so we don't want to like go too crazy. She can do a lot of the language arts in here. It's just, it takes a little bit longer and she gets a little bit more upset. So she also has, little kid hands, so she doesn't like using her hands to write things. So what we'll do is we'll do it verbally and she'll look at the pictures and then I'll write the letters. So that's how we're kind of getting away with it while doing some of the language arts sections. So what I'm doing to deal with the rest of the book, because there are whole sections in this that she's completely finished. So like she's completely finished the math skills section. So like all the way done. And that wasn't, huge. That was only, 15 pages. And she's almost done with the addition and subtraction. She's, I think, completely done. Yeah, she's completely done with multiplication and fractions because those are super easy for her. Shapes and measurement. She would be farther on if I was willing to get out the measuring tape in the morning. Time and money, I think she's like, if she's not completely done with this, she is almost done. I think she's got like 3 or 4 pages left. So pretty far on that. Then we've got social studies, and she's about halfway through that. Science, and I think she's about halfway through the science stuff. So she's moving through this pretty quickly. She's about 30% of the way through, and I do keep track of the number of pages that she's done and divide that out over the full number of pages so that I know what percentage of the way through she's gotten. I don't know why, but for me that feels important. So that's Brain Quest. Next is the world's most influential painters and the artists they have inspired. So we've added this in to do very first thing in the morning. So sometimes I will literally sit in bed with her and read this to her as she wakes up. And we do it really gently. We do like 1 page on one artist every day. And I kind of like this one because it has the timeline element to it. She knows what's going on in the world those times because she's pretty fluent in ancient history, and she's getting into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. So, we go through one artist and then the artists they inspired based on individual paintings, and it gives her some art study. And then if she's awake enough and we're not doing it in bed, she'll do a coloring page that matches it. And, she is not like the world's finest artist here. She's doing all right. So she'll do a coloring page that kind of goes along with what we're learning about. And I was originally copying them and printing them out. Once again, not the world's greatest artist, more about giving her something to keep her hands busy while she's going. And now I've kind of decided just to let her do it in the book, and if I decide to use it again when she's older, I'll just buy another copy of the book. I'm fine with that. Next, we have The Good and the Beautiful Level K Language Arts. So she has gotten, as of yesterday, all the way through Unit 2. So now we're on to Unit 3. We actually are taking a little break from the Language Arts workbook right now. We try to always take a break right after we finish a unit, and just kind of focus on flashcards and reading and sight words, and give her a little bit of a break from the book work kind of as a reward. So to get that, she actually did like 3 lessons in one day yesterday. So that's where we're at on Language Arts. While we take a break from our language arts lessons, we're going to be continuing with our readers. So this is Dog in the Tub, Reading Basics Reader 1. We did a whole box of Scholastic's level readers this year. So she did the A through D books, and it was like a big box of like 100 books. But they're, little like 1 sentence on each page books. So now she's doing these readers, and they start off really simple. And, we were counting like, okay, well, each day we want you to read 1 or 2 pages, depending on the length of the story. Because like if it has a story like this, where it's nice and long, okay, you only have to read 1. But if it's the really short little ones like this, then we want her to read at least both. So we're having her do those. Now these are actually from last year's curriculum, but we didn't do the readers. So last year we did, who makes those? It was a box curriculum. It was Calvert. So it was Calvert Homeschool curriculum, 1st grade. So that's where we got these. So now we're going back through and doing the readers, because once again, she's a little bit slower in language arts than she is in everything else. So next, I kind of wanted to show you how we're using the calendar. This comes with The Good and the Beautiful Math Level 2. And it's supposed to be teaching them some basic calendar time skills. She knows what day it is, what month it is. She's fine with that. She understands how a calendar works. It's not something we really need. But we're using it just to kind of track attendance, track what she did, how good she was that day, whether she gets a sticker or not. And then I also am using it to track the Brain Quest book. For some reason, I've decided to really track that, because it's in such a weird fashion where it's, you don't do it straight in a row. You do 1 page from this section, 1 page from this section, 2 pages from this section, and you're jumping through it. So that really messed with my brain, and I needed something to track it. So I'm tracking it on here. Next, we have The Good and the Beautiful Space Science, and I break them up into these little books. I just throw them in to these little, I think they're called presentation binders or something, but they're really easy. They just slide on and off. So I don't think I actually got that. So they slide on and off, and they're just held on there by tension. But they work really well, and it takes no time at all to put things together. So she is on, I think she did that yesterday. So do I need to get a new one out? No. Okay, so she will be starting lesson 9, Gas Giants Jupiter and Saturn on this. which is good because we'll get back to our model building. We need to do our model of Saturn. So that's where she's at on this. Next we have The Good and the Beautiful Math Level 2, and she is on lesson 55. Now, out of all of them, let me find the index here. So I need to go back to my little check marks here to keep myself on track. But okay, so she's down to lesson 55, and there's only 64 lessons left. So she's got 9 lessons left. She will, well, 10 including, yeah. So she's got just a few lessons left, and then she'll be done with the first half of her second grade math. She's really enjoying this, absolutely loves it. Math lessons are like her favorite thing that she does. It's hard not to do 2 lessons a day. She's doing 1 lesson a day about 6 days a week. So really enjoying moving quickly through this. So next we've been working on classical conversations, prescripts, cursive lettering, and world history. We do a lot of classical conversations memory work. We don't use it as a full curriculum, but we do all the flashcards, we sing all the songs, we pull out the app, we listen to the audio CDs, all that stuff. So we've been working through this really slowly. She does not like doing the coloring pages. She did a couple of them at the beginning, and then she lost total interest, and they started getting messier and messier. And then I was like, okay, fine, don't even do the coloring page. It's supposed to be a reward. So she just kind of stopped. We're moving very slowly through this, so this might take all year for us. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera around because the next thing I don't really have an easy way of showing you. So a lot of people, when they do Susan Weisbauer and Jim Bauer's, I was hoping that would help me remember the name. Story of the World, there we go. When they do Story of the World, they have the physical book and the workbooks and all of that, but my daughter is 6.5, so that's a lot, and we already do a lot with her. So we listen to those on audio, and she is on volume 2. She already finished volume 1 earlier this summer. We are year-round homeschoolers, so that's why she's already on volume 2. So she is on chapter 17 on that. Now, this is my notebook actually from a couple weeks ago, but the reason I wanted to show it to you was that this is where I'm kind of keeping track of the Good and the Beautiful history units. So we have done 31 lessons, and then we kind of took a break. So we've taken a break now for probably a month and a half from the Good and the Beautiful history, and we've just done a lot of deep dives into a lot of who was books and lots and lots of read togethers and read alouds. And then we will get back to the Good and the Beautiful history curriculum. Our goal is to do 60 lessons by the end of December. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll let you know how we're progressing in our next video.